Well, not really well. It's more like going really well for XM. It's gonna get a little worse for Yopaj because the bounty room's gonna get, or rather the water room's gonna get stolen. As I say that, Skem does fall down bottom. Caught out by the dispose. Because the disruption set that up, so making sure that they can go in and out without much fear. I also think that the time zone's perhaps not the best disable against the Storm, as the Nico Largo will fall down bottom. But I do think that if you can maybe catch him while he's facing you, because the... Oh, mid lane, Storm, Yopaj dropping very low and actually does die. Hilfie does not show the kill, but he does end up falling here. Looks like they're gonna go for more. Tim's also in some trouble here on the Tiny. Taken down by Y. Oh, and Lichu's down bottom. Nico in some trouble here on the Largo. Dispels himself with a catchy lick, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to run away from this one. There is another rebound coming up in a bit. There was a Shadow Demon closing in from the backline as well. And now Skem might be in some trouble. He TP'd in, tried to help his buddy. Save your buddy syndrome at its finest. A disease that needs to be cured. A disease that's going to take down another member of OG. As Shiro gets himself a double kill. Vici Gaming looking like the Vici Gaming of yesteryears here. 3. Up top though, Natsumi in some trouble here. Caught out by the Firefly. Does end up falling thanks to the rotation in from XM. Vici Gaming, they will get both Wisdom Shrines. Despite having a lower mana pool, no. Kaya is more like one and done, go in, big mana pool, burst someone, get out. Tims, Avalanche a little off the mark here. Now XM going in with the help of the Edict. Tims is just gonna die here, hit by the time dilation, slowed to a crawl. XM picks up that kill. What I do like though is the fact that they're smoking around the Wisdom Shrine. If there is a chance that they can win a fight, it's probably around this timing, around this place on the map. They've spotted out Bark. The TPs are going to start coming in here. XM, Shiro, as well as the Shadow Demon all coming in, but the Batrider's dropping low. Can he live long enough? The Lasso actually does provide enough time for the disruption to come through. Yopaj zips out. Time zone committed by Planet. No points in time lock though, so Tims will be able to get out, but the Storm is not so lucky. They managed to find Yopaj, and they also get Skem. Bark lives to tell the tale and have beautiful babies after. But OG, not so much. Quickly have a look at what OG are up to. Excuse me, well, what they're up to is up to no good. Because they do end up losing Tim's up top. And they will also lose Yopaj. If he could be on negative galvanized stacks by now, he would be. But sadly, it does not work that way. He's only sitting at a fat 0. So, OG... nothing else. They've at least got Ice Frog's Blessing working with them. Obviously trying to finish up the Aghanim Scepter before excuse me, XM is going to end up falling here in the mid lane. Shio's still looking to finish up the Ags up top, but he will join them for this fight, although Nico does allow them to disengage with the help of the Hot Feet Hustle. The rest of Vici Gaming smoked up though. Looking for some type of opening, just the 3 of them. Hoping maybe they can find a kill. They do spot out Nico on the Largo. Quick dispel with the catchy lick. They lasso him inside the time zone, and Nico is falling so quickly. Yeah, he's just gonna die here, Tim, despite the 3-man Avatos. It's just not enough, and Vici Gaming trying to disengage now. Yopaj looking to come in, maybe set up for something, but Natsumi, he's been clipped. Oh no! The RTZ experience here for the Slark, as he will get out with the help of the Pounds coming in. But now backup has arrived. Vici Gaming are here. And OG are like lambs to the slaughter. XM trying to body block Natsumi, prevent the Pounds from coming out. But Natsumi does get away. Or does he? Well, I spoke too soon because the rebound was there from Shiro along with the Aghanim Scepter. So the silence comes in and they find the Slark, Bark, with a double kill. Quick stun by him. And with the Batrider here, they should be able to get the Aegis rather easily. Although Yopaj can go in, looking to find the Shadow Demon. They will blow him up. The buyback is available, however. Shiro caught by the bounce. Still holding on to the BKB. Crystal is available, so he's got a lot of damage to work with. Planet catches out the Largo in the time zone. Lasso's going to be there as well. And despite the Holy Locket and the Illuminate heals coming in, the Largo will not survive. They will lose Nico. Skem is also going to fall. It's 3 dead here for the side of OG. And why? Buying back on the Shadow Demon, sure, doesn't get much done, but just the fact that he is here now is going to deter OG from making any sort of more moves here. Even given the age, just simply for this, so he's going to go to work on that tier 3, but taking it down rather quickly. Tim's a little off the mark with the toss back, and he's going to get punished as a result. Natsumi tries to save his buddy with the Dark Pact, or rather, excuse me, the Depth Shroud, but he's not successful. Instead, he gets taken down very quickly by the Marcy. Yopaj just zipping around like a crazed lunatic. But it's not going to save his belly racks. It's going to fall here as Yopaj tries to zip past Vici Gaming, clear out the creep wave, but the glyph is there. The Keeper of the Light will recall him back. Vici Gaming going to be able to continue this push here. Doesn't exactly do heaps of damage in his first go. Well, they're going to spot out why here on the Shadow Demon. They do have the detection for him. Natsumi with the gem does spot him out as Planet goes in. Very nice time dilation out onto multiple heroes. Quick depth shot to try and protect Natsumi, but he gets caught out by the stun. There's a time zone coming in as well. And the Slark will die inside of his ult, or rather inside of his depth shroud. As Mark looking for more, does get the lasso off. Yopaj is also going to be found. Sken, he TP'd in to save his body once again. It's Save Your Buddy Syndrome. The disease that's going to be the death of OG here in what Bill Natsumi actually goes for. Cockroach, but Nico, yeah, just gonna be looking to pick up that quick Tranquil Boots. They do drop the Flame Break. They want to try and go for the first blood here onto Y. They actually don't even go for the Napalm. It's just the Firefly and the Flame Break. All that magic damage coming through is enough. Tims might drop for this though. There is another Shikuchi coming out from Shiro. In fact, he turns over towards Nico, and Nico might end up losing his life. Indeed, he does. Shiro's going for more. He's got himself a double kill with the Shikuchi here. 1.5 minutes in, this Weaver's already off to an amazing start. Formerly, I believe they were Yakult Bros. Or maybe I'm getting it wrong. I haven't been fully up to date with the Chinese scene. Bark losing a couple of Eidolons here. In fact, I think he might end up dying. Natsumi, yeah. Gets the kill with the Shadow Razor. Skem will be losing his life in turn for this though, so really good for Planet. Tiny, one of the heroes who could really make use of the early XP and gold. Just to weather out the storm. Although, with Y showing up in the mid lane, Yopaj might be in some trouble. In fact, Planet's here as well on the Tiny. I didn't catch that. Well, with the Tiny coming in, Yopaj is certainly dead. XM gonna be able to find the kill. And that's going to be 2 Water Runes going the way of Vici Gaming as well. So XM going to be back up to full HP and full mana after the fact. A long way helping him out. Down bottom. Oh no, that's not supposed to happen. Looks like a TPO from Innocence helped them secure the kill onto Natsumi. Just choosing to max out the Firefly. Down bottom. Oh, they're making another move for Natsumi. He just TP'd back in. This is what we talked about. 5 minutes in, the gate potential from Vici Gaming is very strong. The toss back is also rather nice. And with the help of the Malefice, they should be able to find Natsumi. He drops a couple of razors onto Shiro. Shiro only gets hit by the 1 though. And eventually Natsumi does fall. So, a 1-for-0 3 on the Jakiro. He's actually rotating in for the Wisdom Shrine. But he is... well, he's got Tim, so he's not completely alone, and they'll find the kill on this Jakiro, but I don't think they'll be able to get the Wisdom Shrine. Hell, are they even gonna find why? Okay, they are. Blood Grenade, Remnant out. The Ember is fine, but mid lane, XM, oh, he was waiting with the Roar, so they're gonna get the kill in turn, XM. He only has it, although down bottom, they do end up catching out Bark. Oh, okay, he does drop the Black Hole, hoping to find at least 1 kill in turn. Tims, though, we will survive. Lotus, 1. Can get the Aghanim Scepter completed. With the amp damage still available, you're going to be able to get a lot done if you're Vici Gaming. As they catch out Skem, it seems. Lasso is out and Shiro's low. Shiro's going to fall. The damage a bit too much coming out by Nico on the Bat Rider. And now Y in some trouble on the Jakiro as the heroes are there from OG. They bring the numbers. They respond to Vici Gaming's aggression. As Tims got out by the Malefice down bottom. Bark has quite a few Eidolons here. Boots of Bearing at the ready as well. Yopaj standing in the invis, but they have a sentry ward. The Black Hole's going to be committed. Shiro is there. Ice Pots as well for the follow-up, and they get the kill. Y is the one who picks it up. Very good use of the Black Hole as they get the Ember. And they still have the roar at the ready. Tims caught out by Planet. Planet, that's a solo kill coming out from him onto Tims. Another facet that I didn't really consider of having this Coddle. The Lune does do enough damage to bring down the boars, as up top, Shiro in some trouble here. Time-lapse does come out, but he still might be in some trouble, although seems like he's living for now, but not for long. The Requiem is going to get committed. Bach tried to close in for a black hole. He had a blink dagger, but he's dropping low. Will be able to back off, thankfully. Although Yopaj, he's looking for more. Shield rune at the ready, so he is not afraid of anything whatsoever. BKB coming out from XM, and Snowball by the Tusk buying some time. Roar finally out onto the Ember, and the SF is here, but the black hole's there from Bach. The Flame Break pushes him back, actually might be putting him in a better position. Although Natsumi on the Shadow Feed just rips through the side of Vici Gaming. It's a full 5-man wipe at the moment, but it's about to expire soon. However, it might not matter because there's another lasso at the ready. Shiro with a very quick time lapse. Shikuchi out, but it's not enough. They get the lasso off. They find the bug and squash it. From Pipe both done. Looking for the Lincoln Sphere next. Shiro trying to be a little bit cheeky here. He does have the time lapse, and the Snowball does not connect. Bach here with the Maleficent. Tims is probably going to get baited here. Yeah, he ends up falling. A little unfortunate. Any fight that Vici Gaming win, or rather, excuse me, even if they just find the support, it's not going to translate into them having more control of the map necessarily, as they'll find Planet. And they, as up top, they end up finding the Jakiro once again. Vi or Innocence gets taken down, and Vici Gaming in a pickle here. And this time around, I don't think Planet's going to be able to get out of this one. He does have a post up. He can get a little bit easier, but Yopaj, he's aware. He's aware of where the Tiny is. Spirit Vessel dropped upon him, and with damage output coming out from Natsumi on the SF, Planet might just end up falling. Spirit Vessel still taking him down, although the Lotuses keeping him alive. A blink up in a bit. Yopaj with the Tumbler Stoy, though, gets off the Spirit Vessel, and they get the kill. As he gets recalled up top, Tims ends up losing his life. Shiro pops the time lapse and gets away. So, a 1-for-1 exchange across the map. At least Vici Gaming managed to make that a little even. But it did cost XM the Raw to try and take out that Tusk. And they're going to smoke up here from Vici Gaming. Natsumi in the invis. Smoke's going to break. They spot out the Ember first. Or do they? Well, they don't see him thanks to the Glimmer Cape. And they're going to find XM. XM not really popping the roar just yet. Just turns on the inner beast trying to hit someone. But it's Natsumi who's managed to find someone first. But that's a huge black hole coming out by Bart. Catching out the two goals. The Batrider and the SF in some trouble. The Ice Path follow-up is there. Shiro's trying to clean up this fight. But the BKB turned on along with the Solar Crest. The SF ripping through the side of Vici Gaming. It's all fine. Dead as OG survive the black hole, lose absolutely no one except the Tusk, and remind Vici Gaming that in the mid lane. Tims did spot out Planet, but Planet managed to blink out, although with Nico coming in, it might not be that easy. Roar's there, it allows XM to escape, but not the Tiny. And XM, well, even he's forced to pop the BKB at the end, so OG find a completely free kill down bottom. Stepping back into the Rosh pit. Another Roar going to be up in 18 seconds as Planet, okay, he's looking to find an opening here. They find the Tusk and take him out. That's a good way to start the fight. And they will commit a black hole only on the SF. Quickly cancelled out. I'm not too sure by who, but well, that black hole lasted much shorter than me in bed. As XM, he'll find the shield rune, trying to get out with the BKB. Does manage to do so, or have I spoken too soon? Yep, it's the latter. XM's gonna get caught out as well by the change. The Roar gets committed. Tims is in with the punch. And XM will fall eventually. In fact, they just tap out. Vici Gaming got done. They're like, you know what, GG. We're done with this game. We're gonna go for the next one. If there is a next one, I'm actually not too sure this is a BO2 or a BO3. Keep Bach and Babe. Planet comes in on the void. And Skem is here on the Witch Doctor. Has to be a bit careful. Nice shackle coming out by Natsumi, but they're not going to be able to get themselves the the cask. In fact, Sken doesn't even level up the cask. He just goes for Maledict, and that might actually be a death here for Innocence on the Warlock. Maledict gonna take him out. Tims gets first blood. He does lose his life for it. And Planet went for time dilation, so Natsumi might be able to find this kill as well. He's got another shackle at the ready, and it does connect. It's gonna be another kill going the way of OG. 2 for 1 to start things off. Planet showing up to the mid lane along with Skem. Try and find the water rule. Yopaj does get it. That's a very nice cask. In fact, the puck might end up dropping here, but the illusory orb will keep him alive. Tango as well, healing him back up. But while this is going on, Nick's being pulled, and Planet's not really been around to help, so it's been a bit of a slow start for the Mars, but eventually things should get better. Nico ends up falling down bottom, found by Shiro. Needs to be going for the Dragon Lance build this game. As the amp damage gets picked up by Skem, looking towards Planet, and they will get the Void here. Void, no mana for the TP out. Yopaj picks up the kill. Nice and easy. Nico also ends up dropping down bottom though, and they commit the call down for this, so not gonna have it. But Nico TP'd into this lane, and he's still level 4 on the Primal Beast. Man, he's having a rough game. And Shiro, might be in some trouble here. Skem's here as well with the Maledict. Shadow Word and the Wand, healing back up the Gyrocopter. In fact, he's going to commit all of his spells, try and turn around and find a kill and feed. Indeed, he'll get actually 2 before he ends up falling. Yopaj eventually comes in, and with the Astral Step, he gets the kill, but that's a 3-for-1 exchange, and I don't think Vichy Gaming are going to be too upset about that. They still have the Dream Coil at the ready. You can still contest the Power Rune, and Planet is also here with XM. Yopaj, the Power Rune will spawn up top. Time Dilation out onto the Void Spirit. Slowed a fair bit. And Tims, okay, he shows up for the rune. In fact, the Hex is going to be there perfectly. Invis gets snatched by Planet, but if they can find XM, it might be worth it. XM dodges out the damage coming in from the Astral Step thanks to the phase shift. Where is XM now? He's in the river, and Shiro's shown up as well. It's a complete brawl in the mid lane. Natsumi drops the focus fire on the Warlock, gets the kill. The puck lives though, and that's the big, that's really prioritizing getting themselves the full vessel. Especially against heroes like Puck and Mars, that Yules can do a lot of work. They're going to find the Faceless Void in the mid lane. Planet try to show up for the rune. XM doesn't get it. It's going to be Yopaj who gets the Arcane Rune that ends up spawning top. Funds are showing up on the Puck, and they're going to make their move. The Golem's going to be committed. Time Dilation's there, and despite the Wind Run, the magic damage coming out from Shiro just a bit too much. They will find the Wind Range. Skem also drops, and now a Dream Coil out onto Yopaj. As Yopaj will be caught by the Spear and the Arena. That's the Arena we were talking about. Vichy Gaming get themselves another kill. 3 dead for OG. Though, now that the blink is done, they're going to smoke up. Tims still hasn't found a use for the finger, but they just might now in the mid lane. There is the finger, Earth Spike as well, but not needed. It's going to be Nico who gets the kill. The Primal Beast, more than enough damage on him, along with the Lion. Yopaj getting a couple of own charges as well. Bugs got the blink tag, I believe, flying out on the courier, yeah. So they've got another spear and Arena at the ready. Spot out Tims up top, and XM not even going to need the coil to get this kill. I do hear a skewer. It's out onto Skem, actually, onto the Witch Doctor. They're going to find 2 supports pretty much for free, Vichy Gaming. No big ultimates used for this. Risks on the map. And Shiro's going directly for the MKB here on the Gyro. No Aghanim Scepter. There's the Dragon Lance and the Mantis Tile. Tims has got another finger at the ready. He does drop the Earth Spike, but the finger does not come out. And Shiro looks like he's going to be A-okay. Slowed to a crawl by the Time Dilation. And Tims is going to fall as well. OG, they were thinking that they are going to catch Vichy Gaming by the hip, but it's the other way around. Astral Step coming back up as they look to maybe catch out the Void Spirit. Planet's going to go in. There's the Time Dilation. Yopaj. No Yule at the ready. He tries to blink and TP, tries to step and TP out, but it's not going to be successful. He will be caught out, bot down by the side of Vichy Gaming. Bach picks up the kill. And OG falling apart here. 17 minutes in, not looking so good. Scam hoping that Bach shows up on the wave, but little does he know, an Observer Ward's keeping an eye on what they're doing. And Bach's actually going to go in Time Zone along with the Arena, catching out the Witch Doctor and the Wind Ranger. But there's just no follow-up. It doesn't matter though, because Planet actually gets away with the Time Walk, although the Maledict will probably take him out. They find the Wind Ranger, however. And Planet, he will live. So OG end up losing 2 of their heroes, and Shiro also showed up to that fight, which means his MKB is almost done. Problem and smokes out by Vici Gaming is down bottom. Okay, OG, they've made a move. They found Bark, another stack of the finger here, but XM's in, going for the easier kill onto Tim's, while Shiro actually does have a homing missile out onto the Primal Beast, but doesn't... Not nothing. OG can probably make some type of move across the map. Yeah, they're gonna find Planet up top, commit the focus fire and the shackle shot, just quickly get the kill and get the hell out. BKB is now done. They find the Buck as well down bottom. Okay, well, OG firing back. That's 2 kills now, potentially a third if they can catch out the Warlock. Another Onslaught's coming back up. Skem's got to blink up in a bit along with the Coconut and the Maledict. The Maledict is thrown, and yeah, Nico should be able to get the kill. It's actually Skem who gets it with the tick of the Maledict. It's only 2 heroes up here for Vici Gaming. They're going to try and take this fight, but Natsumi is here on the Wind Ranger. 10 seconds up for another focus fire. Bark, he's looking to find Skem, but the spear is completely off the mark. Shackle's going to catch out the Mars as the call down gets dropped, and they're going to go straight for the Mars here. Natsumi will pop the focus fire onto Bark. Bark with the Arena trying to survive. The Arena keeping him alive, blocking out the projectiles coming in from Natsumi, but Yopach comes in at the very end, and they get the kill onto the Mars. Shiro dropping low. Shiro... Age is still up for him, but they're not overcommitting here, OG. They know that Vici Gaming have got the rest of their heroes up, so they will back off. And has to be careful here. If he shows himself, could be in some trouble. Bark is around mid lane. They found Skem on the Witch Doctor. In a sense, getting ticked down by the Maledict, but the Shadow Bird's going to heal him back up. The problem down bottom, though, there's the Skewer out onto the Lion. Well, not literally a skewer, but he gets skewered to the Arena. Tims is going to fall. McCabe out from Tims. They're just trying to play around their observer ward. Bark, I think he's aware that potentially there's an observer there, and he's hiding in the trees. Oh, okay, Nico goes in. Onslaught is there. Finger, Maledict, Death Ward, all committed. XM actually takes a huge burst of damage, gets stunned up by the rock throw. And OG might actually have a fight on their hands here. They catch out Planet on the Faceless Void. Silence is there from Yopaj. Doesn't have another Aether Remnant up just yet. Yule out by Planet. Stops the Void Spirit in his tracks. And it's just going to be the 1 kill here for OG, but a big one nonetheless. They take the upheaval. XM2 with the amp damage. Make this Roshan a little bit quicker, although Nico going in with the Shiva's Guard got a BKB of his own. OG are actually going to try and take this fight. Time zones, then Nico gets the Aegis. The Gyro might be in some trouble. Nico is dropping low, but where is Natsumi? Natsumi, he's now starting to come in on the Wind Ranger. The Primal Beast will die the once. Hiro, he's got a Satanic, but no BKB. They will leave Nico for dead. They say, thank you, soldier. Well done, but he indeed... just has a soldier's fortune. I'm not sure if that's a positive thing. Doesn't feel like it's that long of a cooldown though. And well, if they find Yopaj, it could be big. Skewered to the tower. He does have the BKB. Dream Coil gets dropped, but the Yule Scepter keeping him alive. For now, there's the BKB coming out by Yopaj. Double Astral Step. Teeping out. He will not survive. XM. Enough damage with the Parasma to take down the Faceless Void. The Void Spirit, excuse me. Not the Faceless Void. That would be Fratricide, because OG without Yopaj though. It'll be a little bit difficult for them to defend high ground. Oh, look at this. Nico, he's gone straight on top of Planet. The Shackle Shot actually connects onto XM as well. The Death Ward now out along with the Maledict as the Witch Doctor lets it go. But it's not enough. And without the BKB, the Primal Beast is just a giant lizard. They went extinct for a reason. 2 dead for the side of OG as Nico thought he had one up on Vici Gaming, but that was not the case. Onto a Mars Illusion. Tims. And Nico, can they do it again? Can they steal the Aegis a second time around? Tims, he's gone in. They found the Puck. The Puck is going to be taken down, but that is Pulverize used along with the BKB and the Focus Fire. So Bach, he lets rip the Arena. They're going to find the Void Spirit. Or can they? Holds himself up in the air. BKB is popped to simulate Astral Step. He is out, but they do find the Tims Lion. Roshan dropping very low. Natsumi sticking around. Spear off the mark as Natsumi blinks away. Going the way of Shiro here on the Gyrocopter. And Skem, Okay, they've managed to catch out Planet here on the side of OG, but there's a second arena coming through. Nico pops the BKB. They do find the Void, but what good is finding the Void if you're going to lose your entire team for it? Nico, BKB doesn't last long enough. He does get hit by the stun in the end as he broke the coil. And now XM looking to clean up the fight. He did buyback, has to be careful. Hex shackled to the trees. He's dead. 120 seconds, no Fairy Dragon. As now the Void Spirit hexed up, turned into a pig. Not a form he is used to, but he will go forward and find Bark on the Mars. Where's the follow-up? Not coming in just yet. They're trying to find the Warlock. Another pulverize out, and this time they find Bark. Wichi Gaming, they're losing their cores one after the other. They will also get the Warlock, as Shiro has been left alone on an island, and A just in a refresher shot sitting in his inventory, as the Faceless Void will be bought down. It's 4 dead for the side of Wichi Gaming. OG somehow winning out this fight. A lot of buybacks coming out from both sides, as now Shiro all alone by himself. He will be taken out twice. No Satanic, no BKB, no Manta style, refresher shots available, but no chance to pop it. They will get the kill. Oh, wait a second. There's still a cheese and a banner in the pit. Someone go pick this up. What the fuck? I didn't even realize that. Oh, and Shiro, he's popped the BKB as they've caught out the Faceless Void. Focus fire to bring down the Faceless Void first. Now, Tsumi's going to have another one up in 9 seconds. But Nico, hexed up. If he gets found a second time, he won't have the refresher op to use. And indeed, he's dead. 120 seconds. No Primal Beast. There's OG still sticking around bottom here. Shiro could be in some trouble. He's going to show himself, Tims. Link, Hex at the ready. They've got the focus fire, but can they actually do the damage? The chain stuns are there, but the arena is going to protect the Gyrocopter for now. Glimmer Cape as well, and Satanic healing him back up. Shiro's back up to full. The Lion is dead. The Witch Doctor is dead. A double kill here for this Gyrocopter. As we Taylor's picked up now for the Gyro, so a lot more damage as Natsumi, that banner will be taken out. They catch out the Primal Beast once again. He is dead. Nico does have buyback, however, as the Dream Coil gets dropped onto the Wind Range. The BKB is there, but the NKB, thanks to the Gyrocopter, they will be able to take her down. The Wind Run doesn't do much here for Natsumi. Although, trying to turn things around, trying to find this Gyro. The Pulverize is there, but once again, just healing back up thanks to the Side Gunner and the Lifesteal coming in from the Satanic. Shiro still gets himself a triple kill somehow, while having his head pummeled into the ground. Eventually, the finger will finish him off. Tims gets the credit for the kill, but a buyback is there as Natsumi, I think he bought back into this one as well. He cannot afford to die here on the Wind Ranger. The Golem will find Tims on the line. It's buybacks galore from both sides as Bark goes in. Throws a bit of a spin on the spear there, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. Bark will fall, but he's got a buyback as well. Round number 2 up for the Mars in a bit. Nico goes in, pulverize up, but quickly cancelled out by XM. The Waning Rift is there. Shiro being kept alive. She's still at the ready here. As OG, they're not giving up just yet. Focus fire out onto the Gyrocopter. The Gyrocopter dropping low. He needs a chance to pop the cheese. Still hexed up. He will die. Shiro is dead for 2 minutes without a buyback here. And OG, they just might have done it. It's just the puck and the Faceless Void alive. Can they actually turn things around here? Roshan up for the taking as well. Get cast. Aeondis coming back up as well for the puck. Does have the Dream Coil, but holding on to it. No one's going to come alive anytime soon. And Planet gets found up top. That's no buyback on the Faceless Void. Oh my god, OG. Natsumi trying to find Roj, but in the meantime, Arena actually catches out Tims. The Aeon is protecting him for now. As XM goes in, just looking to take down the line. He will succeed. Dream Coil catching out Nico as well. Nico does have the BKB and the Aeon Disc. He will break it. The Aeon Disc gets procced, and the stun doesn't last too long as a result. But the Hex out onto the Wind Ranger. The Wind Ranger doesn't have buyback. The skill is dead with the spear. The Wind Ranger is dead. Natsumi down. No buyback. As Shiro looking to find Nico next, who tries to BKB TP out, but there's a golden drop straight on top of this lizard's head. He is dead. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. As She-Rock, or Faith Beyond, as he was formerly remembered. Leopard's trying to buy time, but GG's just called. VG Gaming will take game number 3.